Kel'Thuzad is the Lich King's most trusted advisor and lieutenant. He and his cult of the damned unleashed a plague of undeath that consumed Lordaeron. After being slain in his master's service, he was reanimated as a Lich and given leadership over the dread citadel Naxxramas. Despite the efforts of the Azerothian heroes, a Lich doesn't die easily. Such power is inevitably drawn into the Nexus. Unbeknownst to all, Kel'Thuzad has been biding his time within the Nexus, planning and preparing instead of revealing his presence. Working in secret, the Lich Lord recruited and corrupted powerful heroes to bring his enemies down from within. This time, all will obey the call of Kel'Thuzad.
We hide in the shadows no longer!
Kel'Thuzad is a ranged burst mage that locks down enemies and devastates them with a powerful combination of spells. Kel'Thuzad's Master of the Cold Dark trait is a baseline quest that increases his power as it's completed. Whenever he roots an enemy with Frost Nova or hits them with his chains, his blight level increases. Once the first crystal has lit up, Kel'Thuzad's ability cooldowns are significantly reduced, and when he's reached the maximum blight level, his spell power increases dramatically. Death and Decay is Kel'Thuzad's first basic ability. After a delay, he launches an orb of death that damages the first enemy it hits, detonating and leaving an area of decay that deals damage over time. Due to its wind-up, Death and Decay benefits from roots and slows, or being fired from a hidden position. Frost Nova is Kel'Thuzad's first crowd control spell. When cast, a circle of runes appears and after a moment explodes, dealing damage to enemies. Depending on an enemy's proximity to its epicenter, the explosion has two different effects. Enemies along the edge are slowed, while those in the middle are rooted. Kel'Thuzad's E ability, Chains of Kel'Thuzad, is a skill shot that deals damage to the first hero or structure it hits. For a few seconds, Kel'Thuzad can send out a second chain from the affected target. If the second chain links two heroes, they are pulled towards each other and stunned. If the second chain links a structure and a hero together, the hero is yanked towards it. The Lich Lord's first heroic ability is Frost Blast. When activated, he manifests a meteor of ice and chain that pursues its target no matter how far they run. Upon contact, it deals damage and roots the target and any enemies nearby. The area indicator around the initial target shows the exact radius of the effect, forcing his enemies to either move or be frozen in place. Shadow Fissure is a more direct source of damage. Like in the Naxxramas raid, Kel'Thuzad summons a fissure that crackles and explodes, dealing damage to anyone inside. The ability is global and can be cast anywhere he has vision. And this time, if the enemy thinks they can simply step to the side, Kel'Thuzad has more than enough tricks to prove them fatally wrong.
It's all right, interloper. We all make mistakes.
Kel'Thuzad's power relies on your ability to combo his spells. Root and chain heroes to complete your Master of the Cold Dark quest quickly. Not only does this increase his overall damage, but it also grants a secondary effect to each of his level 1 talents. Kel'Thuzad's spells require setup and execution, so he excels against heroes he can outdistance, but watch out for foes that dive in for the kill. Due to his need to root and chain heroes, he tends to complete his trait's quest much faster on smaller maps like Tomb of the Spider Queen than on more spread out maps like Warhead Junction. The Phylactery of Kel'Thuzad talent can be activated whenever he dies to respawn immediately if the quest is completed. However, you can also choose to wait and preserve its passive lifesteal effect. Glacial Spike allows Kel'Thuzad to summon a block of ice that explodes after a few seconds. The spike has collision and can be used to block enemies, but more than that, it can serve as a target for your chains ability. Use this to set up an escape, or just to lock someone to an exploding pillar of ice. The Death Chill talent causes enemies who die under the effects of Frost Blast to emit another blast. A good hit can set off a chain reaction that's just chilling to behold. Finally, The Damned Return allows Kel'Thuzad to summon a shade that casts Death and Decay alongside him. With some clever plotting, even the most elusive of heroes will bow before Kel'Thuzad. Kel'Thuzad, Arch-Lich of Naxxramas, Lich Lord of the Plaguelands, Commander of the Dread Necropolis, Master and Founder of the Cult of the Damned, formerly of the Council of Six, Creator of the Abomination, Summoner of Archimonde the Defiler, the Betrayer of Humanity, Hearthstone enthusiast, and Major Domo to the Lich King himself will be here soon. We'll see you in the Nexus.
Death is a gift. Allow me to share it.